everybody, it's Usernamekate and welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you guys kind of a old school Usernamekate walk around video on Royal Enfield's Scram 411. So if you're interested to find out about the specs of this bike, what it's like for me to push this bike around, what it's like for somebody of my height to sit on, then keep watching because I think this video might just be for you. So there are 5 colour options available for the Scram 411. This one is graphite red and it starts from £4,849. There is a graphite blue and there is a graphite yellow, where everything that you can see on this, whether it's the wheel trim or the decals, decals, stickers, to this design here and then this red panel. In the graphite blue, it's obviously blue. In the graphite yellow, it's obviously yellow. And if you want to pay £100 extra, it does open up 2 more colour options for you. Those colour options are white flame and silver spirit. But like I said, they will set you back an extra £100. If we start with the very handsome engine on the Scram 411, we have at its heart a 411cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine which produces 24.3 brake horsepower and 32 newton meters of torque. I absolutely love the detail on the engine. I think it just looks so regal, so classic, and I can understand why people are drawn to the looks of these Royal Enfields with this pretty engine. If we scoot over to the brakes on this thing and take a look at the hardware, on the front of this we do only have a single disc which is 300mm in diameter, and we have a 2-piston floating caliper on this bike as well, which is from Byberry. The bike does come with dual channel ABS, which is something that became required by law in 2017 when I was selling motorbikes. If we take a look at the rear caliper, again we've got a Byberry on there. Moving on to the suspension of the bike, if we take a look at the front first, you can see that we have some telescopic 41mm forks with 190mm worth of travel, and then on the rear we have a monoshock with linkage. The Royal Enfield Scram 411 also rocks a 19-inch front spoked wheel for better road clinging ability compared to its Himalayan brother, which has a 21-inch front. Tank capacity on this, we have 15 litres, which combined with that really low powered relaxed engine is just going to boast some pretty good fuel economy figures, I reckon. So if we look at this bike, we do have a halogen bulb. It hasn't quite moved over to LED yet, which I would probably assume it will have in the future. We've got some big chunky indicators right up top. We have gaiters on the forks of the suspension for that kind of scrambler-esque look. We have a front mudguard with a mudguard extender as well. This bike that I have has the aluminium bash plate, which is quite nice. The Scram 411 comes with Metzeler Torrents, which you can see here, just for that kind of dual purposey tyre with a bit more road bias than off-road. We have a single seat on this bike as well, whereas on the Himalayan that is a 2-piece. This is just one full unit and it looks beautifully sculpted as well. It's also pretty soft, but the road ride review will tell the outcome of the comfort. The bike is chain driven as expected. We don't have a centre stand with this bike. The exhaust is pretty much the same as on the Himalayan. I have no complaints aesthetically about that exhaust. I think it's quite pretty. So we don't have a screen on this. You can equip it with a screen if you are so inclined and you want a bit of wind protection. The dash is quite nice, although as you can see from the slow motion pan shots, we are showing a little bit of condensation in that dash at the bottom. Now for reference, this is a 2022 demonstrator from Royal Enfield and this bike has done just over 4,000 miles. if you are contemplating buying one of these bikes, it is worth looking into the service intervals and seeing if that is something that you're comfortable with. I do believe they're every 3,000 miles or 6 months. The service intervals based on mileage and time did surprise me for such a relaxed and, you know, lowly stressed engine, but it is what it is. And if you want to maintain a warranty, then you're going to have to factor in that you will have to adhere to these intervals. Right guys, we're going to take a look at what it is like for me to sit on this bike. Now for reference, I am a 5'4" individual with a 29" inside leg measurement. Now this bike is pretty accessible. It has a seat height of 795mm. So what does it look like for me to sit on this bike? Well, I shall show you. So if we put the stand up, so this is what it's like for me. I have 2 tiptoes down on each side. Now usually something with a seat height of in the 700s feels a bit lower, but I do think that the seat is deceptively wide. It looks quite narrow, but it does kind of just throw you out a little bit. It also doesn't help that when you put your foot down directly straight to the ground, the peg gets in the way. So if you want to stop, you kind of got to go a little bit behind it like so. But as always, if I want to stop at lights, you know, the seat is wide enough and comfy enough to just scutch your bum over to the side, and you've almost got like a bit of a bent leg if you want. Obviously, you know, we've got a bit of danglage on the other side, but it's just normal, isn't it, for me? So yeah, I would say it is quite an accessible seat height. If you are quite short, half the battle is confidence, definitely. But yeah, hopefully this just gave you an idea of what it is like for somebody of my build and stature to sit on a Royal Enfield Scram 411. The Scram 411 has a weight of 185 kilograms, so we'll see what it's like for somebody like me who hasn't seen a gym in 10 years. We'll see what it's like for me to push it around, okay? Fingers crossed. So like anything of this weight, it doesn't feel crazy to push. If we push backwards, the seat is a nice shape just to push, but if you've got a longer wingspan than I have, there's a nice bar there if you want to reach for that. But I only have little arms. But yeah, it's honestly not heavy and not something that I would struggle getting in and out of my garage at all. Right guys, I hope you don't mind a quick 30-second or so interjection just to share some exciting news with you. So for those of you that have been following the channel, you will know that in February of 2022 I went full-time with my social media content creation, specifically YouTubing, and it was all possible thanks to Bikeshare Insurance. Now for those of you who don't know about Bikeshare Insurance, they are one of the UK's leading motorcycle specialist insurance brokers, and they have so many policies for different riders, different bikes, different uses. They are known for being able to insure crazy modified bikes and classics and quads, expensive sports bikes or cheap runarounds. They've got your back. So if you're in the market for insurance, please consider the guys at Bikeshare. They will ring around to get you the best price possible. They're de facto 5-star rated, and they've got loads of policies available, from riding any bike, agreed value insurance, helmet and leather cover, key insurance. They literally have a lot of options. So if you're in the market, check them out, give them a call. It's the best way to get the best price. And if you say that you heard about them from Usernamekate's YouTube channel, you might get a sneaky bit of discount. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm sure they'll look after you. Right, back to the Scram, let's go. Right, let's see how the bike sounds. sounds nice and throaty. Okay everybody, that concludes my walk around vlog on Royal Enfield's Scram 411. Guys, what do you think about this bike? I want you to let me know in the comments if you will. And also, what do you think the future holds for this model? Now we know that with the Himalayan 411, that has changed or is changing with the latest iteration as a Himalayan 450. So I personally can see the engine going the exact same way in the Scram. It would make sense. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to kind of make that prediction. I think it's going to look a lot curvier like the new Himalayan. I feel like the old Himalayan looked very industrial, very square, and to a degree this one does as well, although a little less utilitarian looking. And I kind of feel like this, the bodywork, the body shape will go that way. I also make a prediction that it will go slightly less all-terrainy. Like we have the spokes with this, we still have a 19-inch front, so it can handle a bit of off-roading if it wants to. You know, I think maybe, just maybe, it could even get a 17-inch on there if they really want to differentiate it away from the Himalayan and have it so if you want something to go off-road and do a bit of, you know, adventuring, travelling, the Himalayan's the one you go for. If you want a more road-focused country lane ripper that you can commute on, maybe cast alloy wheels and a 17-inch front. Who knows, it's just a prediction, but let me know yours in the comments below. Well guys and girls, if you like what you've seen, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and until the next time, look after yourselves, take care and ride safe. Bye! I've just realised I'm being a bit of a rebel, aren't I? Can't get mad about a noisy motorbike, can I? I love noisy motorbikes, just not when I'm filming. Such a hypocrite. Personally have a few predictions. I think what is that? Jesus Christ. World's loudest Land Rover. I need to stop swearing. Not very becoming of you, Kate. Your grandma's gonna watch this. Actually, please don't come down here. Please don't come down here. Oh, little dodgy. Would you like a fight? Guys and girls, I want to know your predictions down in the comments below. What is going on with my face? I don't know. All I know is the wind is not my friend.